Alright, I need to get some inventory listed on my website. Picked up this Silvertone, the first Silvertone I've ever gotten my hands on as far as phonographs go. This thing is made of some solid wood. This is probably the most overbuilt one I've ever seen of any of the phonographs. I think the shipping's going to be pretty stout on this thing. I'm not sure what kind of price I'll be able to fetch. I've got to take it apart and do a service on it. Might see if I can clean up this felt too. It's in really good shape other than, you know, a few things like the stains here. If I had another felt in stock, I would just change it. But I'll try cleaning it first. If it cleans up all right, I'll leave it. So I need to check the speed. This thing's cranked all the way up. And of course I'll lubricate it and inspect it. So anyway, first step is to get this thing apart. There it is. Looks pretty clean. The thickness of the wood and the construction is incredible. As far as the cabinet goes, the motor seems pretty minimalist, but I put the rest of the money into the cabinet for sure. This is the most overbuilt cabinet I've ever seen. It has holes and alignment pins. Guess I can get a shot of the inside. There we go. Yeah, nothing to crack on this either. This is better quality than that Victor I worked on that had that pot metal casting that exploded. And then there's a big old piece of cast in here that transitions to the wooden horn. And then looks like there's the volume control. I'm going to see how hard it is to service the motor. Construction's interesting on this. I don't see any grease holes in it. It is screwed together. I'm not sure what year this is either. I'll have to figure that out. The works are pretty modern looking in here. Well, I'm going to see how hard it is to take this apart. I want to inspect the spring barrel inside and see if the grease is all hardened up. Okay, I took the spring barrel off. I let go of that. Yeah, this is pretty gummy, which is to be expected. So I'm going to pull this apart and clean everything up, and then go with that light moly graphite grease that I had picked up. So far I like that stuff. Yeah, this is pretty stiff. Get all the goo out of it and go from there. The machine wasn't capable of playing full record without slowing down at the end, so I'm gonna pull this all apart and clean it, put fresh lube in it, and put it back together. The rest of the mechanism looks really nice. I'm just gonna wipe off the excess lubricant and put some fresh lube on it. But I'm not gonna have to tear this down. It's in really nice shape. So somebody's been through this in the past. It's just that, you know, it was probably a long time ago, and the grease is only good for so long. It's solidifying. Oh wow, holy cow. Yeah, that's incredible. I don't know if I can get this on camera. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in. I think I figured out why it doesn't play for very long. Zoom. Can you see that? The grease is so hard, it's like modeling clay. Wow. Oh, kind of losing focus. Yeah, the grease is all solidified. It's, you know, like silly putty. Oh, that's going to be a lot of work. I got to clean all that out of there, so unfortunately, the spring's got to come out of it. There's no way I'm going to be able to clean that with just solvents and half-ass trying to rinse it out. I'm going to have to go all the way. I don't know if I'm going to film this next part or not. I kind of don't like to show this to people. God, that is just packed. Wow, that is gross. Remember, if you guys do this, it's on you, because you can get hurt really bad if you lose control of this thing. Wow, that is just gummed up. They might have used wheel bearing grease, which is way too thick, or something similar. Or it could be the original kind of grease too. I know the Edisons, they claim that it was Vaseline and graphite, and that stuff would just turn into a rock over time. If I lose my grip on this thing, it's gonna fly at me. So I walk the spring out to the very end, one bit at a time. Boy, that is disgusting. Wow. Look at that. Yum. This thing should play like $1 million after I get this thing relubed, cleaned and relubed. So I don't know if this is it's got to be a twin spring unit. There's got to be another one in here, so I'm gonna have to do it again. I've never had a Silvertone one apart, so this is also a learning experience for me. See, I don't know how this comes apart. Okay, I think I know how it comes apart, so I thought I was gonna be able to cheat a little bit, but I'm gonna have to take this. Man, that sucks. I don't want to take that off. I think I'm gonna have to unclip this spring, because this thing here goes out this way, so I'm gonna have to unclip both springs in order to pull that shaft out. So I put vice grips on the other side to keep it from spinning, and I was able to spin this in the opposite direction, and I popped it off with the screwdriver. It's gonna be a lot harder to put back on. See what's under this gasket. Wow, that is just solid. This is going to be a whole different machine when I get all this crap cleaned out of it. Look at that. Well, I had to pry the shit out of it. Hopefully I didn't break it. I did get it off. It's really stuck on there. Well, that part's intact. Hopefully I didn't. That spring looks like it's okay. I don't want to tear up that hole. Boy, that's going to be hell putting it back on if it came out that hard. Alright, everything's clean. I got to put it all back together. Okay, I managed to pop it onto there. It was a matter of lining it up and prying on the bottom and upper sides of it to make it pop through, so that's in there. Now's the time to add grease to this thing, because then it's going to go into its own little chamber like that. Okay, I got the spring barrel back together with its two springs. That was a royal pain in the ass. But I wasn't going to let it beat me. So hopefully this thing will play awesome now. Okay, I wanted to make sure I got a really long playing record. Success!